Hello and welcome to the programme. My name is Liam Nash and tonight we'll be previewing Sunday's TSB sponsored County Senior Hurling Final between Erins Own and Newtownshandrum. Later on I'll be getting the views of Gerald McCarthy, but first of all let's take a look at how both teams got to the final. Newtownshandrum began the championship with an easy win over Ballincollig and then beat UCC, last year's county finalists. This brought them on to a local derby against their own divisional side Avondhu, and they defeated Avondhu in Charleville by a slim margin.
Martin Finn, not the best of cuts, comes back to him off the legs of Jonathan O'Callaghan, and that's a wasted effort from Finn. He probably would have been better employed to throw it across the goal. Newtown think they've won it, Avondhu probably know they've lost it, and Finn will probably regret that chance. He should, a player of his experience, thrown the ball across the goal, and certainly Paul Morrissey, interestingly both goalkeepers are Morrissey. No time for any more, the game is all over, and Newtownshandrum have beaten Avondhu by a single point in a cracking game of hurling to qualify for the semi-final.
On to a semi-final then against Musgrave, who they had defeated in the last two championships, and even though Musgrave staged a spirited rally in the second half, Newtown came out on top.
John Paul King, ready and willing as always to run at the defence. John Paul King, a little hand pass to Johnny O'Connor. It's a goal for Newtown, that's a brilliant goal.
Erins Own looked to have a particularly difficult draw at the start of the championship, but they defeated the Glen in the first round and were very impressive against the Bars in their next game.
Kelly has played well at centre field for Erins Own. His ball in towards the centre is taken by the centre back Ron Curtis. Clearance is a Bowen. John Corkin back to Tony O'Keefe. Tony O'Keefe from the centre of the field in towards the Bars goal, and it's caught in there by Kieran Murphy, and it's a goal for Erins Own.
Then they defeated Carbery in the quarter-final, which brought them on to a game against their divisional rivals Imekilly in the semi-final. They drew their first game, having to come from behind, getting a goal and a point in the last few minutes.
Brian Corkin is there, gets the ball up into his hand. Corkin goes for the point. Corkin has got it. It's a brilliant point. They're level.
But in the replay, they played their best hurling of the year to reach the county final.
Geesley, can he pick it up? It's flicked off his hurling by Brian Murphy. Great bit of play. Barry Murphy is there to try and help him out. So is Alan Kelleher. But eventually it's Tomas O'Leary. Hand pass into the centre to John Corkin. John Corkin, goal number 2.
During the week we visited both camps, and Therese O'Callaghan went to Carlag to meet Erins Own.
Erins Own is a vibrant senior hurling club. Elevated to senior ranks in 1988, they took their first and only senior county title in 1992 against Napirshigs. En route to next Sunday's final, they defeated the Glen, the Bars, Carbery and Imekilly. They hope next Sunday will be another red day for the Glanthorne club, where they hope to stake their second senior county title against North Cork representatives Newtownshandrum. PJ, as coach to the Erins Own team, must be delighted to be back in another county final.
We are, yeah. It's been a long time. 92 was the last time, and we won it in 92. People said maybe we might be back next year, thereafter again with a young team then. But like, it's been 8 years, so it's great to be back.
Well, something that has impressed me about the Erins Own team is possibly the economical way you've won your matches. You've conceded very few goals, I think none in some matches, and one in others, so that must be a delight to you.
It was really, I suppose all the year we worked very hard at our defensive work and training. You would say like that over the last 2 or 3 years that our defence has been unsettled. Many parts of the team were, so we brought in new players, fellas like Dennis Mulcahy, left cornerback, who's now only in his second year of championship hurling with us, and he has been fantastic. Shane Murphy, young lad, is just 17, playing right half back with us, very good. And the other guys like Brian and Timmy have settled the thing as well, and Kieran and goals there, so it's been a unit, practically put together a new unit for us this year.
And PJ, looking at the other side of the field, I mean, your scoring has been very impressive, going back to your first game against Glen Rovers, 18 points, and then, I mean, very impressive, Pat, the Bars, Carbery and Imekilly, always high scoring.
It was, yeah. I suppose not too many people would agree with you around here, maybe at times, in that the draw match against Imekilly, most of the scores came from frees, and but I would still say like that even in the drawn game, that we create a lot of pressure on the McKilly goals, and like Bernard Bratcher were after 3 great saves. But I would say the overall thing about the team is that they have improved a lot over the last 2 years. It's been a gradual improvement, and you know, we've had an element of luck as well in getting to the final. When you see the ball hitting the upright last Sunday and coming back into play, you know, you need these things as well. So it's not all down to fantastic performances. A little bit of luck involved as well.
I suppose some people might think, PJ, that it's a bit premature, maybe that Erins Own might have been back in a county final maybe in a couple of years' time, especially with the young players that have come on the team. But in fact, they've blended very well with the experienced players.
They have, yeah. Well, you know, you just take things as they come. There's no way we would have...
Swimming together as well. Yeah.
We were going to end up in the county final, and all we looked forward to really was the Glyn game, the first round of the championship. And we took every game as it came after that. And things went our way. I would say the big thing for us was to beat the Glyn in the first round. It gave everyone associated with the team a little bit of confidence, and it gave the players confidence as well, something that we didn't have. And the way we were defeated by McKilly in Middleton last year in the championship, it was very upsetting in terms of we thought that we had made progress, and next thing we went down, and it would be fair to say that we flopped that day, and to come back in the fashion that we did against the Glyn was very encouraging.
Now, this team is not just about 15 players. In fact, I would say there has been a different probably personnel in most of your matches. It's more about 18 players. Last Sunday, for instance, Paul Geesley started, Rona Hen has played, Kevin O'Shea has come on.
That's great. I was looking at the programme last night and the panel of players. So far we've used 21 players in the championship, and even by comparison with 92 when we won it, that's quite a lot really. And it's not always that we had the resources that we could go beyond maybe number 16, 17 and 18. And to be fair to the other fellas on the panel, we still have a lot of guys that are capable of taking their place on it, and I suppose that has arisen from the lads' dedication to training.
Now as well, PJ, this rise to fame just didn't happen overnight. Your youth policy has worked. You've had much success at minor and under 21 level. We have, yeah, and you know, I suppose that's due to a lot of people within the club here, and a lot of people work very hard with the underage section. And to be fair, I would say, like, and I hope that the graph for those young lads is continuing to rise. A lot of them are only 17 years of age yet and will be minor again next year. And you know, it's pleasing for everyone in the club really, because everyone has had an input into this. People that have worked at under 10, 12, 14 level all the way up. It's just not down to any one group of people really. It's down to everyone within the club, you know. You made some changes, particularly for last Sunday, moving John Cochran to corner forward, worked a treat for you. Could this be a permanent position for John? Well,
you wouldn't know. You know, John is John can play anywhere really, and these things, if they come off, okay, they look well, and if they don't, then you look like a right fool. But that was pleasing last Sunday. We haven't selected our team for next Sunday yet, and as I said, John could play in a variety of positions for you, along with 1 or 2 other players on the team. So we haven't settled on it yet.
Now, turning to Newtownshandrum, I suppose they're a little bit like what you were in '92. They've just come up from the intermediate. This is their 4th year. You were likewise in your 5th year in '92. So you know how enthusiastic and how much up they're going to be for this match.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, well, at this stage, you know, it's a 2-horse race, like, you know, and both teams have an equal chance, and I look at it no more than that. And I have great respect for Newtown. I know a lot of the fellas down there. Bernie O'Connor and his 2 sons, Ben and Jory, and I have great time for them. I think they're great lads. Mike Morrissey, Paul Morrissey, those lads, I have great time for them, and I've worked with them with the Cork under 21 teams over the last couple of years. And to be honest, I'm delighted that Newtown were in the final. Like, if you ask me for any other club to be in the final besides ourselves, I would have been delighted if Newtown got there. I think they're a great bunch, and I'm looking forward to the occasion. I think it'll be great, really, you know, for the 2 teams like us. Like, Newtown are really a small club way up in North Cork, and we're a small club too, so it's fantastic for us.
Finally, PJ, if buntings and flags and banners can contribute to